No.
Right for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Protect our troops.
Yes.
Roll call.
Councilor Hamilton,
Here.
Council President Whitaker.
Here.
Councilor Woods.
Here.
Councilor Daigle.
Here.
Councilor Sarnoski.
Here.
Councilor Smalley.
Here.
Mayor Sumner.
Here. Introduction of media. Any media present? Anyone wishing to speak before the city council today on any subject matter will need to fill out a speaker form and turn it into the recorder. Forms are available on the sign-in table in the back of the room. Please turn cell phones off or silence them during the meeting. Announcement for Zoom attendees. If you're joining today's meeting via Zoom, you will automatically be muted upon entry, and you'll need to identify yourself if your full name is not already attached to the device being used. You will be unable to unmute yourself. Public comments will only be taken if prior notification was given to the city recorder. Public comment. The purpose of this public comment period is to allow citizens to present information or raise issues regarding agenda items only. There will be a time at the end of the meeting for citizens to speak about off-agenda items. A time limit of 3 minutes per citizen shall apply. All citizens must come up to the microphone. The council appreciates the time taken by the public to provide comments and desires to hear your thoughts and concerns. However, to be able to run our meetings efficiently and to protect the rights of all involved, the city needs to utilize this time as a period of receiving rather than providing information. We thank you for your understanding. And I have one public comment. Was this off? Okay. Anyone else on the agenda? We'll move on to consent agenda. February 23rd, 2026, City Council minutes. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second.
I have a motion by Hamilton and a second by Woods.
Any discussion? There you go.
Councilor Hamilton,
Aye.
Council President Whitaker,
Aye.
Councilor Woods.
Aye.
Councilor Daigle,
Aye.
Councilor Sarnoski,
Aye.
Councilor Smalley.
Aye.
Mayor Sumner.
Aye.
Motion carries.
On to council business, resolution 2026.06, derelict building registration form and fees. Staff report.
In 2016, the council adopted ordinance 1048, which amended the policies managing of derelict buildings. The ordinance requires a resolution to establish fees and a registration form. This process was never completed. With extensive research and review, staff, with the help of the city attorney's office, have developed a resolution and registration form to finish the process that was started 10 years ago. There was a question from a concerned citizen around clarification of the derelict building. The code enforcement officer would first give a notice to the building owner, and it would detail the issues that deem it a derelict building. Your option is to approve or not approve resolution 2026.06 as presented. The suggested motion is to approve resolution 2026.06 as presented.
Do I have a motion?
I make a motion that we approve resolution 2026.06.
Second.
I have a motion by Whitaker and a second by Hamilton.
Any discussion?
I'm just kind of wondering why what the issue is with this. It seems kind of like a non-important nothing.
Really, it's the council already approved the derelict building code, really, and the only thing that didn't happen was setting up the fee and making of the derelict building
Yeah,
form.
but
And that's all we're doing today.
Why do we need to?
Because we can't enforce our derelict building code if we don't have the fee and the registration form.
So what happens when somebody has a derelict building, they pay the fee, what does that accomplish?
It's motivation to tear it down and move on with something new.
Or fix it.
Or fix it.
Yeah. And really it's really just an incentive for them to just, hey, let's get going, and the city can then make those communications with those building owners who typically don't live in town, who own buildings that are in disrepair to, hey, you need to do something with your building, basically.
Or they're unsafe, or they're just sitting here vacant for years and years and nothing being done. And we don't have the authority to do anything without some kind of fine or fee or something to actually contact them and make them do something with it.
Does it seem like we have a lot of these buildings?
We actually do have some.
There's a couple.
I mean, might have a couple, but
Main Street.
But we can't move forward with with the process until we've set a fee
okay.
and made the form.
And there may even be houses in the city that, I mean, you could end up, for instance, have like a fire in a house or something, and it just sits there half falling down and no one's doing anything with it, and it's a hazard to the community, and unless you have something that you can use to have make them
good.
do something, then you have nothing to push them.
Okay. Who makes the determination that it's derelict?
In the code, it says the city manager, but we use our code enforcement officer. A lot of times we use the county building department. Off the top of my head, I can think of 2 buildings currently. One's a commercial building, one is a residential building. Both of them have been deemed unsafe and unoccupiable, that this code would fit. So it wouldn't just be a willy-nilly,
Right.
I'm making the determination. It's based on,
They have a chance to fix it. If not fixable, tear it down or else.
correct.
Is there a definition?
City Hall.
associated with it?
I don't have the derelict building
It's probably in there.
code with me currently, but it is in the code. Yeah. Yeah. When the code was made in 2016, it's actually really pretty well written. So
I think in your packet, wasn't it listed the definition, the numbers, so that you could look it up? Yeah. Any other discussion? Let's vote.
Counselor Hamilton,
Aye.
Council President Whitaker,
Aye.
Counselor Woods.
Aye.
Counselor Daigle,
No,
Counselor Sarnoski.
Aye.
Counselor Smalley.
Aye.
Mayor Summer.
Okay.
Motion carries.
Why do you give 2?
The budget committee application. Smick. And did I hear there's only one?
Yeah, I'll clarify that.
Okay, staff report.
So we received 2 applications for the 3 open positions we have on the budget committee. All of those positions have terms ending 12/31/2028. The first was from Sandra Smick, who goes by Sandy. Sandy has lived in Sutherland for 32 years and would like to use her skills, which include managing a large budget for UCC, to help give back to the community. The second application was from Timothy Caswell Jr. However, Chad reviewed the packet and he communicated that the budget committee is governed by state law, and there is an ORS that states that the budget committee cannot allow anyone that resides outside of the city to become a member. To that point, the waiver our city has allowed to have on our committees would not apply to the budget committee. So the motion options are to appoint or not appoint Sandra Smith to the budget committee with a term ending 12/31/2028. Smick, sorry. And the suggested motion would be to appoint Sandra Smick to the budget committee.
Do I have a motion?
Sanders. With the.
Second.
I have a motion by Woods and a second by Sarnoski. Correct.
Any discussion?
Is she good?
Is Sandy Smick present? Let's vote.
Counselor Hamilton,
Aye.
Council President Whitaker,
Aye.
Counselor Woods,
Aye.
Counselor Daigle,
Aye.
Counselor Sarnoski,
Aye.
Counselor Smalley,
Aye.
Mayor Summer.
Aye.
Motion carries.
On to public safety fee evaluation, staff report.
Good morning, Council, Mayor, Tammy Trowbridge, Finance Director. So you had in your packet again this time the public safety fee PowerPoint that I had presented at the last meeting, and it was asked to put an evaluation spot on the agenda. And so to consider information provided at the February 23rd meeting involving the public safety fee and decide if any adjustments should be made to that fee. Council had asked after that PowerPoint to have this evaluation on the agenda added to council business to see if they would like to make any adjustments. And you'll see in the options that you have the option to adjust the public safety fee or to take no action and leave the public safety fee as it now stands. And the suggested motion by staff is to take no action and leave it as it stands, reevaluation after the May election, simply because we're running up on short time frame here, and to do a thorough evaluation and even make any changes at this point, it's kind of could be irrelevant depending on the outcome of that election. So, and usually you have a period of time before things go into, 30 days before legislative action takes effect. That was just my thought, is that we let it ride until after the election, at which point we could do a thorough evaluation.
Do I have a motion?
I make a motion, we take no action to leave the public safety fee as it stands.
I have a motion by Whitaker and a second by Smalley.
Any discussion? I also agree with that because also by the numbers, it doesn't look like we are very solvent if we continue at this point, especially if it goes away.
Correct.
That's my 2 cents. Any other discussion? Ready to vote?
Counselor Hamilton,
Aye.
Council President Whitaker,
Aye.
Counselor Woods.
Aye.
Counselor Daigle,
Aye.
Counselor Sarnoski,
Aye.
Counselor Smalley,
Aye.
Mayor Sumner.
Aye.
Motion carries.
On to communication services agreement, 2026 to 27, staff report, police chief.
Council, Troy Mills, Chief of Police. And Bill, I'm not gonna move your podium. So you have a staff report. It's the 22nd. That's the 22nd. For the communication services agreement with dispatch and county. They went up another 3% this year for a total of $153,763.32. Sutherland Police Department is billed $117,000 and some change, and the Sutherland Fire Department is $36,000 for a total of $153,763.32. The options are to approve the Douglas County Communication Services Agreement for police and fire with 3% increase for fiscal year 25 or 26, 27 as presented, or not approve the Douglas County Communication Services Agreement. And obviously I would say the suggested motion is to approve.
I have a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Um,
They don't have one.
Any discussion?
The 153, that's after the 3% increase?
Yes.
Okay.
How many calls have they answered, if you have any idea?
I know we've responded to, I think we're up to 12,000 calls for service this year, as opposed to 10 last year. So every time we get dispatched, we're using their dispatchers and their services. So the calls aren't going away, they're getting more and more and more. Yeah. What's that?
Cost per call based on this amount of money.
There's a really big formula that they've decided to use to decide what they're going to charge all the departments. So that's kind of the formula that we're using right now.
And this includes Oakland,
Yeah,
all the same.
yeah.
How is their service?
Their service is great. Yeah, dispatchers are, yeah. I can't say anything bad about them. Nothing but great things about dispatch and what they do for us. Without them, we'd be ineffective. So,
Are they in
I'd say,
Roseburg?
what's that?
Are they in Roseburg?
Yeah, the county seat.
Seems like a lot of money.
For what they do.
Yeah, I know what they do. It just seems like a lot of money.
It is. Unfortunately, it would cost more than that to have our own dispatch.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine not having 911? What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
No, it's not that. It's just a lot of money.
it is a lot.
What
It is.
Everything, everything good?
I know, but that doesn't make me feel better.
Unfortunately, it's also the only option we have.
That's your story.
It is, unfortunately.
I know.
Any other discussion?
Yeah.
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 Lisa, Debbie. Yeah, yeah, it's- Trade about.
Counselor Hamilton. Council President Whitaker.
Aye.
Counselor Woods. Counselor Daigle.
Reluctantly, yes.
Counselor Sarnoski.
Aye.
Counselor Smalley.
Yes.
Mayor Sumner.
Yes. Aye.
Motion carries.
I did. On to ordinance 1107, repeal chapter 1504 fire code. Staff report. Deputy Chief.
Mayor, Council, Scott McKnight, Deputy Fire Chief, we're just asking you to repeal the ordinance 1107, 1504 as presented, because we do not have a certified fire marshal. We contract with the Oregon State Fire Marshal's Office, so we do not need to adopt this ordinance. We do not need to adopt the fire code. Because if we adopt it, it becomes City of Sutherland's code and the state can't enforce it. So
So we need to repeal it so we don't have it.
Yeah.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion. Is it repeal?
Repeal
Chapter
chapter.
15.04 as presented? Is that right?
I'll second.
So I have a motion by Sarnoski and a second by Smalley.
Any discussion? We have a motion and a second to approve ordinance 1107, repeal chapter 1504. Let's vote.
Counselor Hamilton.
Aye.
Council President Whitaker.
Aye.
Counselor Woods.
Aye.
Counselor Daigle.
Right.
Counselor Sarnoski.
Aye.
Counselor Smalley.
Aye.
Mayor Sumner.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Under reports, any? Okay. City manager.
Mayor and council, real quick, I just wanted to give a shout out to Bo Hart. I'm going to talk about him, but so you ask anybody in City Hall and they're going to tell you how helpful and competent and smart and nice Bo is. Recently I had two projects. He's looking at me right now. I can't stand it. I had two projects and Bo offered to help, and he did more in 2 days on those projects than I did in 2 weeks. He continually helps in the office. He keeps his head up. I don't know if you guys have been in the office where, he's got his little cubicle and he's always paying attention to what people have going on. Keeps his eyes and his ears open for any opportunity to help and is always offering. I could not imagine starting as a brand new city manager without Bo being in his position. He has an easygoing attitude. He has a hard work ethic. And his overall mindset, patience. Anyway, he's just very helpful. So that's all I have.
Okay, maybe we want to-
I think that's been like 15 minutes ago. We have meet council, you think? Yes, okay.
Well, it being daylight savings and us having a 10 o'clock meeting and actually a 9:45 meeting, Bo, I'm sure, was texting everybody here saying, "Hey, you can remember to come, remember the meeting." So I was just very happy.
Remind me.
That reminded me.
Remember, monthly meeting time is limited. Questions or make statements that are likely to benefit the group. Individual comments and questions that can be handled on a one-on-one basis should be handled outside the meeting. Start with Counselor Hampton.
I meant to get with Eric prior to and I forgot. What's the little gal that works on all the lawns and stuff?
Her name's Sam.
Sam, I just want to commend her and I talked to her 3 different times. But the other day when I had a meeting, I was parked out here and when I was working here, I never saw them touched, but our lavender plants that are out there,
Yeah.
she had those all trimmed and I see her work. She's a hard little worker. And I just really want to commend her because I think she's doing a fabulous job.
It was great.
Pass that on.
I second that.
And I don't have anything else that I can think of at the moment.
Council President Whitaker.
Nothing.
Counselor Woods. Counselor Daigle.
This will surprise you. I have nothing.
Conflict of interest in it being Father's Day when we did it, so we just moved it up 2 weeks, so it's gonna be the 6th, 7th. Other than that, that's it.
Counselor Smalley.
Yeah, I was just thinking that before the May elections, right? I would make a point of getting the information out there on the public safety fees so everybody understands it, so they know what they're voting on, because people are still asking, they don't understand what yes means, what no means, so I was just thinking we should make a point of help people understand before they vote incorrectly. All I got.
All right, that's good. I have a few things I'd like to let's talk a little bit about. We had a great talk with the mayor this weekend, lots of participation. A couple things that were brought up that I kind of wanted to talk with staff about and maybe give some updates on. The grocery store update. A lot of people are really interested in finding out where we're at on soliciting another grocery store in our town. And I know we've been working on getting statistics, trying to solicit one, and I'm wanting to know, a lot of people are wanting to know where we're at with that and how we can continue to go out there and really solicit one and what our next steps are. So I thought I could bring that forward here and maybe get an update so everybody can hear it. And so, Pat, do you want to kind of say where we're at and then maybe what we can do next?
And we had I thought, a really quality discussion with quite a large group actually Saturday morning. And it's no surprise that there's a great deal of interest in trying to secure a mainline grocery store in Sutherland. As I've probably told all of you individually and maybe collectively as well, we are the largest city in the state of Oregon without a mainline grocery store. And we also have a significant population of folks in our town without transportation. So it's kind of a captive audience for those that are selling those commodities in town at rather obscenely high price for some things. Let's just put it that way. We've collected, as Michelle says, a significant body of statistics and numbers about the studies seem to show there's between $45 and $65 million a year that's transferring from Sutherland to Roseburg for purchasing of groceries. That figure is enough statistically to support any mainline grocery store. We have some challenges, as you know. The grocery stores would like to have a pad that's ready to build a building that is adjacent to a signaled main intersection. We don't have any of that right now. We have certainly possibilities for that maybe we could explore a little bit more. We do have a signal coming at some point in the future and at a key intersection that might help as well. There are few grocers that are actually aggressively looking for new locations. I think all of us have seen the shrinkage in the market in Roseburg a little bit. There are stores that are struggling there, but I think we have a quality story to tell to a grocer that's interested in expanding, and maybe we need to explore that a little bit more aggressively.
So how can we do that, and what are some avenues that we can go out and contact these grocers with the information we have and maybe lure them into coming?
There kind of are limited opportunities. I mean, a lot of the grocery packages, because they usually go with other stores, other retail concerns, are often put together by realtors and by realtor firms. And I don't know of any of that's sparked any significant interest recently. Christy may have more information about that than I do, certainly. The other opportunities are to actually go to the people that park the grocery stores in Oregon. There are real estate firms that all of the major concerns have. There are also a couple of conferences that the grocers go to that we perhaps might attend. It's not something that's done, but maybe it's something that would work. So there are things we can explore, but there aren't too many options. It's just, I'm a little surprised, quite honestly, with the situation here. Historically, we're told by the grocers that we're just kind of a stone's throw from Roseburg, so we don't need a grocery store, a big one. There are things that ignores. One is the tremendous waste of going back and forth from Sutherland to Roseburg just to buy some groceries. Both the environmental impact of that, the waste of resources, time, and gasoline is kind of ridiculous in some respects. It also ignores the fact that we have about a 15,000 person population area that we serve here that would be, I think, more than interested in going to a grocery store here instead of going all the way to Roseburg. So there are things that we need to prepare if we were to do that, just in terms of telling our story in a concise and impactful way. But that might be something we might want to explore.
Anybody have any thoughts, ideas?
I hear all the time, why don't they try to get us a store? And I know for a fact, working there for years, they have tried numerous establishments to come here. So I do know that is the truth. I think it was last year, I took it upon myself to talk to the manager in Roseburg at even grocery outlet, because at one time they were going to come here, and then there was something with the in and out part of it. And he told me, he says, we don't want you to have one. He goes, we lose probably 15 to 20% of our people. Well, I didn't like that. So I called the main head place, a grocery outlet, and he assured me, you are on the list. We just don't know when it'll be done. So they have tried. We have tried. So it's not something that we're just letting sit there, because I'll go to Dollar General before I'll go to the other one, just because of cost of it. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, I wanted people to know that it has been tried for many years.
All right, well, I wanted to bring it up and then maybe some great ideas will come out. Maybe I'll see if we can put an article in the newspaper too. All right. The other thing is, the sign in front of City Hall. I know that, there were some plans about, refurbishing it eventually. And I was wondering what the plan, a lot of people continually kind of complain about it, that it's been like that for a long time and it's pretty big eyesore. And is there any deadline on that to get it painted, done something with, or?
I reached out to ES&I, which is Eugene Sign and Awning. I think they're the ones that initially installed it, to have them come out and take a look at it, see if the foundations and it are still good. And if they are, we can rehab that one. Otherwise, we'll have to put a new one in and get permits and all that's kind of a nightmare.
Can't we just take it down?
Yeah.
If we do, then we've got to get permits, to put a new one up, and that's expensive. It's almost better to keep what you have than it is to try to rebuild it.
Do we have a timeline? 'Cause
I'm still waiting on ES&A to get back to me. They're based out of Eugene, so they've got to send a guy down to take a look. He was supposed to come down a week and a half ago, and I never heard from him, so I just reached out. So I think it was last Wednesday. He said, "Hey, you guys had a chance to come down and take a look." So they went through their records and they found the plans for the sign, but they haven't been down to take a look at it yet. I can call them today.
Can we just paint the face of it?
Or something temporarily maybe painted, or maybe
See why not.
use it for, like upcoming events, put signs over it or something that we can do while we're waiting.
Well, can we talk about this after the city council meeting? Also, when it comes to the front of City Hall, we do have the remodel going on that is going to, I mean, things are, but,
Yeah.
city council meeting, so.
Okay. And the last thing I have is, someone made a great suggestion, and I wanted to, you guys thought is, they have the student council at the high school. And some cities will take the president of student council and make them honorary city council for each of the school year. And I thought that was a really good idea to include the high school student government in our city council. And I'll see if you guys thought about that. I could reach out to the high school and see if they would be interested in that, if you guys are interested in that.
I think it's a good experience for it.
That's all I have. Thank you. Last part we have is public comment. The purpose of public comment is to allow citizens to present information regarding items off the agenda. A time limit of 3 minutes per citizen shall apply. And I have Aaron Meyer.
Karen Meyer, Sutherland. When I was on the city council, I think it was 2013 to 2017, I was on the finance committee and with two other councilors. So at the time, we had an interim finance manager who was taking over for Ron Harkin, who went to Roseburg. And what he wanted to do, he came up with the idea that we should not give the financial reports in detail to the council anymore. And I don't know if you guys still get your financial reports with your packet. We used to. Now they're online. But I thought that was a terrible idea. He just wanted to give general numbers, and I thought city council should be able to look and see what's being paid to who for what. And but the other two councilors that I was on the finance committee with thought that it was a great idea. So fortunately, I took it back to the city council, and there were 3 other council members who thought that not only should we have detail in the city council financial reports, but those reports should be posted online. And because there were four of us, we didn't have to have a petition. It was put on the ballot by the council. And it was passed by 75% of the city, of the citizens in the city. And I don't know who the 25% who wouldn't vote for transparency in the government are, but that's another story, I guess. But I want to read you what it says in the charter, because this was a charter amendment. And it says city financial records must be made available to the public on the city's website or similar technology. For the purposes of this section, city financial records means monthly fiscal reports, monthly expenditure summaries by department and fund, monthly expenditure detail by department fund, year-to-date expenditure summaries by vendor and credit card summary reports. The definitions that I found online that are most concise are I'll give you two. Government spending or expenditure includes all government consumption, investment, and transfer payments. And in government accounting, expenditure is the payment of cash of the incurrence of a liability for goods or services. No, I'm not going to finish it. I asked for reports on how much money. This is going to take a second. How much money we'd spent on Oak Street Commons, and was told I had to pay $62 to get that information. And from what I'm reading in the city charter, it says that should be available to us as citizens for nothing. That should just be available to us. It's an asset. It's different than an expense, but it says in all the definitions I looked at, it said that asset funds, expenditures, asset funds are an expenditure. So if you maybe would look into that as a council.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any other public comments? All right, thank you very much. Meeting's adjourned.